Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors and sponsored by WorkHuman. Thanks for joining me for your quick briefing on what's important in the world of work. My name is Steve Boese. New data shows that 77% of American workers have worked through a mental health crisis. Today we're examining how a new survey of U.S. workers reveals the extent of the mental health crisis among workers in America and offers some insights for employers on how to address this alarming problem. Let's break it down. Just past the midway point in 2025, the collective mental health in the U.S. is worsening. Some reports calling the mental health situation among American workers as a crisis. And when it comes to millennials and Gen Z employees, these national concerns may even be more urgent than that, and financial anxiety is driving much of the worsening situation. A new report published by Modern Health revealed just how mentally strained 18 to 44-year-old workers are, and these findings are a little bit scary. In a survey of 1,000 American professionals within that age range, staggering 79% said that economic uncertainty is fueling anxiety. Additionally, only 16% of these 18 to 44-year-olds rated their mental health as excellent. For millennials and Gen Z, financial anxiety seems to be an all-encompassing strain on their mental health. 3 in 4 workers said it is to blame for their burnout. 68% of them said it interferes with their ability to be productive at work, and it keeps 76% of them up at night, routinely disturbing their sleep, creating a cycle that reinforces their overall stress and anxiety. In a press release accompanying the report, Matt Levin, the CEO of Modern Health, said, "Our latest report reveals that many of today's younger workers are quietly pushing through mounting mental health challenges just to keep up at work. And one massive issue seems to be the feeling that they can't step away from their work or disconnect from it entirely. Nearly 3/4 said they've delayed taking time off due to financial concerns, and 77% say they check their emails when they do take time off from work. And additionally, a concerning 80% said they've sacrificed their mental health for work, and 77% of them say they've even worked through a mental health crisis. And while we may think that younger workers, these 18 to 44-year-olds, are more in tune with mental health concerns than our older age groups, they largely feel forced to ignore their mental health concerns. 58% said they delayed seeking mental health care until their symptoms became unmanageable, and 2/3 of them pointed financial stress as the reason they delay getting the care they need. For many employees, the pressure to perform outweighs the permission to take a break, Jessica Waltrus, Senior Director for Clinical Research and Scientific Affairs at Modern Health, said in the report. They may want to do well, but they feel they can't ask for help even when they need it the most. Gen Z and Millennial say they want mental health support at work, but they do report that they aren't getting that support at all, or that the support that they do get and that is available is simply ineffective. In fact, nearly 3/4 say that company mental health programs simply mask over a toxic work culture that deprioritizes employee mental health overall. And an overwhelming majority of these workers, 96%, say that prevention is the key to reducing stress, burnout, and more. And 94% report it would improve their life overall. And over half say that their mental health would increase the trust that they have in their employer. However, the vast majority do not feel that a culture of prevention exists in their workplace. Bottom line, millennials and Gen Z are struggling, and they're not getting the help they need. But many of them also feel stuck. While just over half have considered quitting their jobs due to mental health concerns, about 70% say they're avoiding changing jobs, mainly due to financial pressures, even if it means staying in toxic environments. Essentially, the financial anxiety is simply so crushing that making changes, whether seeking help or getting a new job, feels impossible to most Gen Z and millennial workers. So what can employers do right now to start making a real difference? Well, 3 of the most impactful and fast to implement interventions are also surprisingly simple. First, work to normalize mental health conversations by training managers to regularly check in on employee well-being and to respond with empathy and not judgment. That kind of culture shift starts with leadership and can build trust in the workforce. Second, offer flexible work schedules whenever possible. Giving employees more control over when and how they work has been a proven way to reduce burnout and support their mental health, especially for those juggling caregiving or other financial pressures. And third, make sure employees know how to access existing mental health resources like EAPs, counseling services, or other financial well-being resources. Awareness and accessibility are often the missing links. Now, these simple steps won't solve everything overnight, but they are critical first moves that you can take to show employees that you see them, you hear them, and you're ready to take action. That's it for the show today. Thanks so much for listening, and a big thank you to WorkHuman for supporting the Workplace Minute. If you enjoyed the show today, please subscribe and share it with a friend. I'm Steve Boese, and this has been the Workplace Minute from H3 HR Advisors.